Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of UA Eats. I'm UA, and I am back in a place that I like a lot. I am back in Jersey City, and I'm specifically in the Exchange Place part of the city. Basically like Jersey City's financial district, you can think of it that way. And yeah, there's a nice waterfront here, a nice little dock here. And yeah, as you can see from over there, there's a beautiful view of the Manhattan skyline, and no view of the Statue of Liberty. Shows how good my geography is, but yeah, nice view of the World Trade Center area. So the reason why we're back here and we're back in Jersey City, and specifically this part of Jersey City, is because, you know, on this channel we've eaten lots of New Jersey's great diners. We've eaten the famous Tick Tock Diner, and then people told me that Tick Tock Diner is not all that great, so we corrected and we went to the Top Diner in that Harrison East Newark area. And I thought it was pretty good. But now further people have told me that Top Diner has actually fallen off and is even touristy, if you can believe that. So many people now say that Top Diner is not all that. It is not the top diner, ironically. But one place that I frequently hear mentioned as the best diner in New Jersey, and low-key one of the best, is a place right here in the Exchange Place area of Jersey City, City Diner. Lots of people say that the City Diner in Jersey City is the best diner now, even though it might not be famous and it might not have accolades. So we're gonna go check it out. It's actually, you know, beautiful view here, but it's actually, we're by the water, so it's quite windy and therefore cold. So let's go warm up with a hot cup of coffee and some breakfast/brunch at the diner. So let's go. Okay guys, so we are inside the City Diner, which I hear is one of the best restaurants, not only in Jersey City, but one of the best diners in the whole state. Very typical looking diner menu, although interesting here, they say craft kitchen and tap. And that's one thing that's interesting about this diner, is that not all diners will sell booze, alcohol, and as you can see, they have draft beers here, you know, some nice looking draft beers. They have a pretty robust looking libation menu, it might look like, at least based upon their yellow orangey display. So I just wanted to draw attention to that because that's not something you see every day at a diner. Alright, so we're kind of here at that brunch time, and any good diner prides themselves on a good breakfast. All sorts of other solid looking items here. But I hear great things about this chicken and waffle breakfast. I hear that's what a lot of people come here for. So we're gonna get one of these. You know, everything else, you know, eggs, omelets, all sorts of omelets, all sorts of pancakes, French toast as well, all sorts of great options, and waffles. No need to get a waffle because we're gonna get the chicken and waffle, so we don't need to get a superfluous waffle. Although I hear good things about their French toast. Breakfast sandwiches, you know, no doubt with pork roll, or Taylor ham, as some of you may call it, but I call it pork roll. Ooh, bottomless cup of coffee. Always gotta get a coffee at a diner. And then we're to our lunch menu items. So the lunch menu items are just pretty much whatever you might want to eat. Whatever sort of diner lunch food that you can possibly think of. But let's do this. Let's order 2 breakfast items, maybe a French toast, which I hear is good, maybe a French toast, and of course we're gonna try the chicken and waffles. And then if we still have room, I actually hear their ribs are quite excellent as well. So 27 bucks for baby back ribs, not cheap, but maybe we get what we pay for. So let's try ribs, and let's try a chicken and waffles, and a French toast, why don't we? Thank you so much. And yeah, I know diner coffees, you know, people think they can be hit or miss. Some people think diner coffees can be really not great and, you know, like dishwater. But in my experience, ooh, sorry, I can't quite get the camera to focus. But in my experience, like a good diner will have a mean cup of coffee. So I'm kind of getting more into drinking coffee black these days. Like the bitterness, I like the bitterness, if you can believe it. So let's try it black first. Oh, whoa. Oh, wow. Wow, I'm being serious. That might be one of the best diner coffees I've ever had. They were not pulling our leg saying it was 100% fair trade organic. Wow, good stuff. This coffee, oh man, like it's smooth. It's not really that bitter. There are hints of bitterness, but like a pleasant balance to its smoother, sweeter flavor. Wow, this is really, really good coffee. Really well balanced and really rich, robust flavor. Oh, it really doesn't need anything. Just drinking it black is enough. But let's see how the milk pairs with it. I hope I'm not ruining the coffee by adding milk. At least now my camera is focusing more easily. You know what? The milk did ruin it. Maybe I am just upgrading my coffee tastes lately. Like, I am preferring coffee black these days. Like, even when I go to Dunkin' Donuts, I like to get the coffee black. In this case, I kind of neutraled out everything that made the coffee great, so... But it's okay, you know? It's still very good, regardless. Well, we're gonna keep sipping this while we wait for the rest of our food. Thank you so much. Yep, thank you so much. Yeah, I'll move it over so you have some room. Oh, thank you. Yeah, you can take that now. Yeah, thanks. Oh man, maybe bar seating was not the right call since I don't have much room here, especially since this draft tower here is not really doing me any favors. Our glorious food has arrived though. A nicely sugar powdered looking French toast with 2 sauces. Or actually, this is probably just butter, and that is syrup, I presume. And a fried chicken and waffles. The breading is, I don't know, is it just me, or has the breading kind of fallen off a little bit? Like, that almost looks like it's just the white meat or the dark meat inside that's just been exposed. Yeah, I don't know what happened. It looks like the breading is not quite even, but I guess we will eat the parts of it that are more evenly breaded. Can't wait though. I mean, chicken and waffles is one of those dishes where you really can't go wrong. Like, it's awesome no matter where you go. So, the Tops Diner one was pretty good. People say City Diner, even better. Let's find out. All right, chicken and waffles first, because the fried food is more sensitive to the passage of time. Yeah, ooh, oh, it's hot. Yo, I can't hold it for very long. It's still piping hot. Ooh, I'll do my best. Ooh, actually, sorry. We're gonna have to do this. It is too hot, literally too hot to handle. But yeah, looking like there's some nice spice rub on this, and the parts that do have breading are looking pretty crispy, so let's dig in. I wouldn't say this is one of my favorite fried chicken and waffle dishes, but it is good. It kind of tastes like a homemade chicken and waffles that, like, you know, like your mama or your grandma might make you. It's fried pretty well. It's not overly fried. It's still juicy on the inside. You know, we've all had fried chickens where they way over fry it and the inside becomes dry and like stringy and stuff. Let me try to find some better lighting. Yeah, that's a little better. Yeah, but as you can see, you know, like it's still moist on the inside. You know, it's not overly dried and stringy, and you know, basically like you're eating chicken fibers more than like moist fried chicken. The batter has good flavor. I mean, the parts that have batter. Although I do gotta say, unfortunately, it is unfortunate that the chicken is not evenly battered and coated. Like this part here, I'm pretty sure it's just exposed chicken without any sort of breading on it. So I hope I'm wrong. I hope it's just like a thin layer of batter or something. Nope, that was just flat out like bare chicken, so that's a little disappointing. Generally though, I gotta say, if we ignore the parts that are not battered, only focus on the parts that have breading, the breading actually tastes quite nice. I like the seasoning. I do kind of wish that the breadcrumb flavor kind of had a little bit more to it. Like at the soul food restaurants in Harlem, like Sylvia's and Amy Roof's, the batter itself had like a nice flavor. Like, I don't want to say buttermilk flavor, they have something they're adding to the batter to make the batter itself tastes like buttery and smooth and just delicious. Like, you don't need like a bunch of seasonings, like overpowering seasonings to add that seasoned flavor almost. But I get it, it's a diner. You know, you can't exactly expect a Harlem fried chicken quality, so it's already pretty good as far as diners go. Oh man, I just wish that they were more even with the breading. But let's see if the syrup makes any difference. Okay. Wait, no, that was not even. dip some of the syrup in it. Let's see how the syrup tastes. Okay, I mean, it definitely tastes better with the syrup, but that's just because syrup makes it sweet, and sweet tastes good, sugar tastes good, so, I mean, yes, the syrup did help, but, I mean, that was to be expected, right? Like, I guess it didn't help in a way that blew my mind, so, you know. But, of course, this is chicken and waffles. So, let's try a piece of the waffle. So we won't just be judging the chicken, we'll also be reviewing how the waffle is. So, all right, let's see if this fluffy looking waffle is up to snuff. First, a bite without any butter or syrup or anything. Oh wow, you know, these waffles are great. I mean, if you come here, you don't have to get chicken and waffles, but I highly recommend getting waffles like straight up. The waffles just, you know, the batter, and this is where, unlike the chicken and waffle batter, this batter just has like a great flavor to it. Like it has like a sweetness, but it tastes like a natural sweetness and not like a overpowered artificial sugar sweetness. And it's fluffy and airy. Like, let me see if I can show you, but like, just look at how fluffy and airy it is. You know, it's like you're eating like a yummy pillow that's ready to soak up some syrup. My only beef is that it has gotten a little bit on the soggy end, but I don't necessarily blame the waffle for that. I think what it is that I think it's just under like a pile of like, you know, hot, fresh from the fryer fried chicken. So, you know, science, or what kind of science? Physics, I guess. It transferred that heat to the waffle, and at the bottom, it trapped that heat between the waffle and the plate, and you know, that condensation kind of made the bottom a little bit soggy. Let's see how this fares with some syrup. Looking promising. The waffle tastes good enough on its own, but you add the syrup. This isn't just your Mrs. Butterworth from like a, you know, human-shaped syrup bottle where you're basically pouring her brains onto your pancakes and waffles. This is like some legit syrup. It might even be real maple syrup, but I'm not sure, so I won't comment on that. But it tastes good. And now, let us try eating everything together, just as God intended. Chicken and waffles eaten in unison. The latest medical drama. Dr. Yue is gonna attempt to graft this chicken skin onto this white meat chicken, and then surgically inserts this chicken onto this piece of waffle with one hand. Doctor, you did it! Time to add the final touch. Okay, so, I mean, it tastes good together. Maybe not as good as I was expecting. I almost prefer eating everything separately, but it does taste good. I mean, juicy fried chicken combined with crispy skin, sweet syrup, and slightly sweet, starchy waffle. It's a good combination. It almost tastes like a deconstructed sandwich, but I almost prefer eating these as separate as opposed to the sum of their parts. Yeah, but that's just me. I mean, it still tastes good, don't get me wrong. Just, you know, not the flavor explosion I was hoping with the combination. But it's time for French toast. This is some pretty good looking French toast. I don't know, like, I like the way it's powdered, I like the way it's stacked. I don't know about you guys, for some reason it looks a little dry, but oh no. Look, maybe that's just the color, right? When you poke it, it's actually quite moist, so let's give it a chance. First, a bite without any syrup or anything. All right, we've managed to separate a piece. And yeah, you know, I feel bad that I said it looked dry on the outside. To my credit, it kind of does sometimes, right? Like, especially those edges there. Now it looks anything but dry on the inside. All right, I'm gonna share my thoughts. It's good. I think if I had gotten this at like any normal restaurant, I would, you know, not have complaints about it. It's definitely a good French toast. I wouldn't say it's exceptional. I mean, it's definitely good. It's definitely better than French toast at most diners. You know, definitely better than the diner down the street from where I live. But it still just tastes like a standard French toast. I mean, very strong cinnamon flavor. And I like cinnamon, but you know, I wouldn't say it's like particularly balanced. Like it mostly tastes like cinnamon. The vanilla flavor is relatively subtle, harder to detect. It's not hard and crunchy like I was afraid of, but the inside, it's not as soft as it looks. Like, yeah, I mean, it's bread. It's gonna be soft, but I thought it was gonna have like more of a fluffy texture, but no, it's soft, but it's not fluffy. I find it, you know, good, but not great. Let's try it with some of the syrup. Ooh, the syrup is like almost congealing at the top. Oh, I was afraid it wasn't gonna pour, but it did. All right, it looks like the syrup is making it a little bit softer, so maybe this will do the trick. Oh. I stand corrected. This French toast really is designed to be eaten strictly with the syrup. I mean, on its own, it tastes incomplete, but the syrup is Batman, and when you combine the syrup, you get Batman and Robin. I now see it really is just designed to soak up this great syrup that they have at this restaurant, and with that, you have a beautiful thing. It's basically a sponge for this syrup. It's like Gronk and Tom Brady. Without Brady, there is no Gronk. Well, I guess we tried these two things, so let's... Oh shoot, I forgot about the ribs. Let's try the ribs before we go. Let's try like a lunch thing. I want to try one more thing. Can I try the barbecue ribs? Barbecue? The baby back ribs. Wow, thank you. Thank you so much. Oh, I didn't know it came with fries. Wow, holy smokes. All right, guys, I think I might shoot off more than I can bite. That's the expression, right? Not bit off more than you can chew? I'm just kidding. But what I am not kidding about is just how massive this is. You know, I guess I see why this was 27 bucks now, because it comes with so much. This is like, I don't know, this is like a meal for like 2 maybe, or even 3. It's so massive. This is like a final meal on like death row or something. These sweet potato fries look really good. They look like thick cut, almost like in the style of like British style chips or something. Okay, people say the ribs are good, but I don't know. Like they look a little dry on the inside to me. Hopefully the sauce is good on top and not just artificially sweet and molassesy, but we'll give them a chance. I mean, people say that these ribs are killer, so make the sauce a little bit more even. Wow, they do look tender, don't they? Wow, I gotta say, just look at how tender these ribs are. I mean, they didn't look it at first, but that knife basically just like slid right through it. Like, I didn't cut through it. The knife like pushed them apart. Let's see if it does it to the other one too. Yeah, look, the knife is like, it's not cutting them, it's like pushing them apart. Wow. Let's return this Excalibur back to the sword in the stone, or the sword in the rib in this case. And yeah, let's dig in. Expectations rising. A very wise man, Pippin Took, once said, "What about second breakfast?" Hey Pippin, this is your dream second breakfast. Oh. Oh, wow. Okay, guys, they were right. Don't sleep on these ribs. The ribs were hands down the best thing that I had today. Just look at how tender this meat is. Just look at this fall off the bone rib. Oh my goodness, it just falls literally right off the bone. It's so unbelievably tender. And I was afraid that the sauce was gonna be too sweet, like too like artificially molassesy, like, you know, very barbecue sauce from a bottle like. But no, this sauce is well balanced too. It's got like pleasant sweetness, but not overpowering. So it's like a perfect balanced sweetness. The meat too, it's got like some great seasoning, some great flavor, not just the flavor of the meat and the fat within the meat. The ribs are fatty, but the perfect fatty like ratio. It's not like you're just eating a glob of fat. Like they got a good like fat to lean ratio. Nice char on the edges, not overcooked. And they're just so soft. Just look at how fall apart they are. Oh. Incredible. Oh man. Part 2. Is anyone here a Lord of the Rings fan? You know how I mentioned Pippin earlier? Remember what Gimli promised the Fellowship? Roaring fires, meat off the bone? This meal would satisfy a hobbit and a dwarf. Might be too heavy for an elf though. Outstanding. I mean, just look at the way this bone just comes right out of this rib. Excellent, excellent rib dish. I don't have a bone to pick with this. It's delicious. Oh, so unbelievably satisfying. All right, before we end, the last thing. All right, let's try a sweet potato fry. They were so fresh earlier that they're still pretty hot and warm to the touch. Bon appetit. Oh. They even sat for like a minute there and they're piping hot on the inside. I'm surprised there's no steam coming out of it. I don't think I've ever had sweet potato fries like this. You know, they're not even like potato wedges. They're just like really thick cut fries. Like, I really do think like British style chips is a good way of thinking about it. Like some chunky chips. I appreciate the generosity, City Diner. But I feel like you could probably cut them thinner, give us the same quantity, but cut them just a little bit thinner so that they cook a little bit more evenly. Because they're so thick, to be honest, parts of the inside are a little bit raw, like not cooked all the way. Like if you look at me squeeze them, you kind of see that, you know, they still kind of have that sweet potato juice. You know, it's not like the whole thing is dried out from the frying process. You know, I love me a nice thick chunky chip, but cut these in half before you fry and they're gonna be much better. But at least we know they're being made from real sweet potatoes. But guys, that's gonna be it for this video. We tried lots of things here. Yeah, I think the servers were so shocked that I ordered so much food. But you know, I wanted to try lots of things so that I could do a comprehensive review. Is this the best diner, hands down, in New Jersey? Like, is it better than all the other famous spots like Top Diner and Tick Tock Diner? Tick Tock famous before TikTok was even a thing. That's how much clout they have. I wouldn't say it's hands down better, but it's good. I would say this place is like in the same ballpark. It's in the same tier, so to say. You know, kind of like I said earlier about the menu being humongous. No matter how good the restaurant is, they can't focus on everything. So some things are better than others. These sweet potato fries, while well-intentioned, were a bit of a miss, you know, a little bit too thick, and, you know, some of them were raw on the inside, so these were more of a miss. These baby back ribs, if you live nearby, just come here, because these baby back ribs are just incredible, and these were hands down the star of the show. Like, the fact that I got this quality of rib at a diner just blows my mind. So I guess I will say, City Diner, yeah, it's legit. A case could absolutely be made that this is low-key the best diner in the Garden State, in New Jersey. I would put this place up there with Top Diner. As to which one you like better, that's gonna be up to opinion. But I really, really doubt that their ribs are gonna hold a candle to this. But anyways, guys, I think that's gonna be it for this video. I am going to nibble more of these amazing ribs, and then yeah, this place is getting pretty busy. There was a line earlier, you know, out the door, so I'm gonna get out of here and stop taking up a seat. Have you been to City Diner? What's your favorite diner? If there's a diner that you like to frequent, let me know in the comments, because great minds eat alike. If you like my videos, make sure you like and subscribe. That way you stay up to date whenever I post another video. I would like some alone time with my delicious ribs now, so until next time, I'll see you later.